Good morning. I'm Mike Steele, and we are the Cedarfield Players. We meet the third Wednesday of every month in the gathering room. We have, most of us have no experience at all, and you certainly need no experience to attend our meetings. You can come and participate or just listen, but we'll probably put you to work. The program today that we're presenting is from The Adventures of the Thin Man, which is based on the characters created by Dashiell Hammett, who also created Sam Spade and wrote The Maltese Falcon and other things. Nick and Nora Charles are among the most enduring characters of American mystery fiction. They originated in a book and in magazine stories, but they were characters in 8 movies, this radio series that we're part of which we're presenting today, a TV series starring Peter Lawford and Phyllis Kirk, and most of all, they were the model of a whole genre of wealthy, witty detective couples. The creators of Heart to Heart and Macmillan and Wife both traced their origins to the Thin Man, and Remington Steele, no relation, was also in that group. In fact, if you looked closely at the Stephanie Zimbalist character in that show, you would see a movie poster on the wall in her apartment from the Thin Man series. Today's story is The Case of the Goofy Groom. It was originally presented on March the 10th, 1946, and it's a comedy disguised as a mystery, so feel free to laugh early and often. Let me introduce the cast to you generally in the order of appearance. Our announcer is Don Branson. Asta is played by Sherilyn Heatwell. I have a small role as the minister, and will be doing the sound effects. Nick Charles, the former director, is Clyde Roper. His wife, his wealthy wife, Nora Charles, is Louise Foster. Arthur Hornsby, the Goofy Groom, is played by Craig Watt. Jane Hornsby, his lovely bride, is Rosie Whitehorn. The Honeymooner, the officious hotel concierge, is again Sherilyn Heatwell. Bingo Burns, the cute little number, is played by Cammie Bryan. George the Germ is played by John Taylor. Snaky Simon Stacy, a thug, is played by Elvin Rucker. And Louisa Rucker will speak on Woodbury Skin Products. And of course, our director is Elizabeth Scribner. Thank you. I have several people I want to thank, especially for their help in this. Katrin Hudala, our coordinator in lifestyles and wellness. Eddie Lyles, our sound technician and who keeps all the technology running. Fiona Ross, who made the mock-up of the old cathedral radio and is just amazing. Laurie Andrews for her help in finding us a door. And freesfx.com for the recorded music and other sound effects. And we use those sound effects with permission as long as I mention them, and I just did. If any of you are planning on doing music videos or anything like that, go to freesfx.com. This is radio. It's the theater of the mind. There's no scenery, few props, mainly to get the help to get the actors in character. We provide the audio and the dialogue and the sound effects. Your responsibility as the audience is to provide the visuals. Use your imagination. How the scenes look is entirely up to you. Feel free to applaud, laugh, hiss, boo, whatever, when appropriate. But I need to tell you that this is a 1940s detective story. There will be gunfire. There's no need to dive under the seats or anything like that. Without further ado, let's get on with the show.
Woodbury presents The Adventures of the Thin Man. There's Astor's happy bark, the signal of another adventure of the Thin Man. Brought to you each week by this time by Woodbury Face Powder and Woodbury Cold Cream, those twin aids to the loveliness of your skin. And tonight we find Nick and Nora at a wedding being held in a fashionable hotel suite in Manhattan. The groom, Arthur Hornsby, is an old friend of Nick's. The bride, Jane, is breathtakingly lovely, a fact which does not escape our hero.
Do you, Jane, take Arthur as your lawfully wedded husband?
When do we kiss the bride?
When the ceremony's over, silly. Why do they always mumble the ceremony in their beards?
The minister doesn't like to remind people of the rash promises they made when they got married. Look, Jane's trembling.
I know, poor girl, she's probably crying.
What for?
For the same reason every bride cries. They weep for all the men they have to give up, darling.
You didn't cry.
I meant to, but I was too busy trying to make the justice of the peace remember all of his lines.
You knew them better than he did.
I wanted to make sure I was thoroughly married.
And now I pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Come, dear.
But don't I kiss the bride?
Not yet. Arthur told me to meet him in that little room on the side, right after the ceremony.
Why?
I don't know. He said it was important. Open the door.
All I can say is that this is no way to treat a wedding guest. Huh. No one here.
Here they come, darling.
Nora!
Arthur, I want to wish you and Jane every happiness.
Thank you, Nora. Best of luck, Arthur. And, may I?
You mean Jane?
I'd be very disappointed if you didn't. What are you waiting for, Nick?
Jane, you know I wish you the best.
You don't have to wish so hard, Nicky.
Oh, I didn't mind, Nora.
You've got a fine wife here, Arthur.
And that's the opinion of an excellent judge of wives, Arthur. But aren't you keeping the other guests waiting? I'm sure they want to congratulate you and Jane.
That's just it, Nora. Arthur's afraid to go out there.
You can't disappoint the girls, Arthur.
You don't understand. We're having some trouble.
What's the matter?
Well, we don't know. Arthur, tell them.
Nick, will you and Nora take our place tonight? It'll be better all around.
I'm not sure I understand exactly why that would work. Jane.
Oh, come on.
Duck, darling.
Dick, what's going on? What's going on?
Odd kind of rich they have at this wedding. Those shots came from back there. Someone put a gun through that door and fired.
Did you see him?
No, my back was toward him. I'm going to open the door and take a look.
Where does that door lead?
To the hotel corridor. Whoever fired those shots is gone by now. Take it easy, Jane. Shots don't mean a thing unless they hit you.
I'm so frightened. This has been going on ever since we've been married.
But Jane, you've only been married a few minutes.
That isn't true. Jane and I were secretly married 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you jumped the gun?
We just went through this to satisfy relatives and friends. But from the day after our marriage, someone has been trying to kill us.
Now, darling, don't let it upset you. We can die only once. Nick and Nora, will you help, won't you?
Where were these murder attempts made?
The first one was in our room in a small hotel in New Jersey. The second night after we were married. There were 2 more attempts in a small hotel in Vermont.
It's awful. You've got to help us, Nora.
Why should anyone want to kill you, Arthur?
I don't know, unless it has something to do with all that money Dad left me. You know, I came into my estate the day I married. I think someone's trying to terrorize me, to extort money or something.
Did you inherit a lot of money?
Well, quite a bit.
What kind of honeymoon can we have if we're always afraid of being killed? I want a live, living husband for my honeymoon.
There, turtled up. Nora will keep me alive. Nick, I've worked out a plan.
Yes?
For this honeymoon, you be me, beginning right now.
What?
Nora can put Jane's bridal veil over her face and rush out. You can turn up your collar, and if no one sees how old you are, you can pass for me.
And Nora can pass for me.
We reserved the honeymoon suite at the Gilded Towers Hotel. You take that suite, and we'll take your apartment.
Then you can be killed instead of us.
Well, Jane, I don't like being killed.
But Arthur says you've been shot at so often.
Of course he has. And we'll find out who's trying to harm you. I think it's a grand idea. But I think we ought to change clothes to complete the deception.
All right. The boys can go behind the big screen.
Great. Come on, Nick.
I'm not so sure I'm going to like this.
Here's the key to our apartment, Jane.
Here's my bridal gown, Nora. It zips up the side. Do you think I'll make a good wife for Arthur?
Of course you will. Are you ready, dear?
I'm almost. I'm ready now.
Well, keep your eyes peeled, darling. If the gunman's in the crowd, he'll follow us, and that'll make it easy to capture him.
Nora, I'm not so sure I can fool anyone into thinking I'm a bridegroom.
Just try, darling. Jane and Arthur, you better slip out the side door to the corridor.
All right. And thanks a million. Come, Jane.
Nicky, you do look just like a bridegroom. How did you manage it?
I thought of the right thing to keep in my mind, I guess.
What's that?
The mental picture of a murderer I know, walking down the last mile to the electric chair.
Oh.
Come, dear.
Oh.
The bridal suite is down the hall, Mr. and Mrs. Hornsby.
Thank you. Come, my caveman.
Yes, honey bun. Aren't you supposed to blush a little, dear?
I've been trying all evening.
Choke a little. That'll make you blush.
All right. How's that?
No good.
No.
I just hope the clerk doesn't get too suspicious.
Here we are.
Come in, Sugarfoot.
Thank you.
Good gracious, aren't you going to carry the bride across the threshold? What kind of bride groom are you anyway?
Whoops, I forgot.
Well, it doesn't do to forget such things. But if you forget anything else, I'll remind you. Yes, I know all about...
Really? Really? Sorry, really?
Yes, I know all about being a bride and what a groom should do.
How interesting. And how many times have you been a bride?
Well, never. But I've seen so many couples. You see, the hotel assigns me to take care of the bridal suite. I've made a study of newlyweds.
What's your name?
They call me the honeymooner. Well, come on now, let's get started. Carry the bride across the threshold.
Okay, Buttercup. There.
You seem like a pretty weak groom to me. Put her down and kiss her. I'll draw the shades.
Never mind.
Madame, are you going to try to tell me what to do? I know more about these things than you. The shades will be drawn. There. Where's your luggage?
Our bags will arrive later.
Later? Good gracious. Going on a honeymoon without luggage? I think I'll give you a lecture on...
Never mind. Here. Just leave us alone.
Well, now you're talking more like a newlywed. But I usually leave people alone for a bigger tip.
Don't you have something else to do?
That's how a man celebrating his 20th anniversary talks. You ought to let me give you a few tips on how a groom is supposed to behave.
I'll tell him. Honeymooner. Are we keeping you?
Okay, I can take a hint. Well, folks, if there's anything you want, anything I can do for you, any errands you want done, any advice you need, any information,
Don't worry, we'll call on you.
you better not, because I won't tell you a thing, Mr. and Mrs. Know-it-all. Good night.
Do you think we were convincing?
No, but we tried, darling. What are we going to do about the clothes?
Well, we'll call our apartment and have Arthur and Jane bring something over in the morning. Do you think anyone followed us here?
I didn't notice anyone.
Well, how do you like the way I look in Jane's bridal gown?
You look blooming, dear, especially since it's a little tight on you.
It is not. Are you trying to tell me that I'm not as slim and girlish as Jane?
No, darling. I'm trying to tell you Jane is not as charming and attractive as you are.
Why, Nikki, you make me feel like a real bride again. Come here.
What for?
Do as I tell you and stop acting like a husband.
I wish I could. What do you want, baby?
Just this silly.
Hold me tight, Nora, and don't take your lips away.
Oh, darling, unless you're really a groom.
I am not. I'm just being sensible. We're in danger.
What do you mean?
The connecting door to the next room is opening. We're being watched by someone. I want to surprise them.
I get it. You think it's the gunman who's after Arthur?
Maybe. I can see the glint of a gun in the crack of the door. Which hip do you prefer to land on?
That's right. The left one's still bruised from last week.
Okay. If the shooting starts, I'm going to push you over. Stay on the floor while I try to push the gunman.
Oh, what is that? What is that?
I'm going after him, baby. Hey, come back here.
Nick, coming. Oh, I'm coming. It's dark in there. Where are you, Nick? Bottom.
Come in the adjoining room. I've got him, baby. I'll need some help.
I'm coming. It's dark in here. Where are you, Nick?
Wrestling on the floor. Turn on the light switch and get out of the way of bullets.
Here's the switch. Nikki, stop wrestling with that girl and find someone your own size.
Let go of my hand. You're breaking
breaking my wrist.
Drop the gun and I'll let go.
Oh,
Get out.
okay.
Get out.
Who's the tomato?
My wife.
Do you train him to go around torturing girls?
Listen, who are you? What's your name?
Bingo Jones. What's yours?
Nick Charles. How'd you get the name of Bingo?
They call me Bingo because I'm a right number.
Why did you try to kill us?
Because I made a mistake. I thought you were two other people. Look, pal, give me back my gun and we'll call the whole thing off and forget about it.
Well, why do you want the gun? So you can kill someone else?
You betcha.
A woman?
How'd you guess?
And would her name be Jane Hornsby?
Oh, you know too much. I'm getting out of here.
Hey, come back. Nora, stop her.
Oh!
Nice work, Nora. How'd you do it?
I tripped her. Cute little number, isn't she?
Bingo.
And now, a word from Miss Janet Parker, Woodbury Beauty Consultant.
Yesterday, I attended a fashion showing in New York. Girls, the colors of spring are simply stunning. Limpid blues, rich tobacco browns, and brilliant cerise reds. Now, isn't it true that the right color dress can make you feel young and desirable? That's equally true of the right shade of face powder. But you say, what is the right shade of face powder for me? Just listen. Woodbury powder, color coordinated for flattery, is styled in shades to glorify each of the 5 skin types. In every box there is a chart which tells you the exact type and your most glamorous shade. Now, with economy the keynote today, it's too costly to make mistakes in the choice of your powder shades. And that's why it pays in savings and the lovelier look of your complexion to get Woodbury Color Control Powder in your true type shades. Do try it.
Woodbury powder is only 50 cents. Introductory sizes 25 cents and 10 cents. Now in the big economy $1 box of wood powder, you get matching rouge and lipstick too. Get yours tonight. And now Act 2 of tonight's Thin Man Adventure. Nick and Nora, posing as newlyweds, have just captured Bingo, a cute little trick, who tried to shoot them full of holes. Nora examines her as she comes out of her daze and tells Nick,
She looks good on the floor. Come on, Bingo. Get up and don't try to get away again.
All right. Listen, are you Nick the Dick?
Yes, I am.
I heard you're a right guy. I didn't mean to kill you. Honestly, I didn't.
Did you mean to kill Jane Hornsby?
I knew a woman would understand. Yeah. See, I'm honest. I confess.
Why did you want to murder her?
I got a very good reason. I don't like her. She stole Arthur, that little crook.
Was Arthur engaged to you?
Well, I didn't get around to proposing to him. We were crazy about each other till she came along. Oh, I must be nuts about him. All I want to do is kill her. I love him so.
Were you at the wedding today?
Yeah, I came dressed as a debutante.
Did you try to murder her there too?
Murder a girl at her wedding? What kind of character do you think I am? Did someone try to kill her?
Yes.
Oh, goody. I bet I know who it is. 'Snaky Simon Stacy. 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 'Snaky Simon Sta
Snaky Simon?
A snake with pants on. I met him when I used to do my specialty in the cabaret. He's a gambler who hisses like a snake when he talks. And he's a friend of that Jane. She's no lily, she ain't.
What are you talking about?
Snaky Simon. I saw him at the wedding. And I saw him talking to Jane in that hotel in Jersey where they stayed when they got secretly married.
Oh, then you've been following Arthur around.
Like a dog. I love him. Like a dog.
Why should Jane be talking to Snaky Simon?
For some sinister reason, I bet.
I'd like to get a hold of this Snaky Simon.
I'll show you where he lives.
Not yet. First, we're going to check with Arthur on this story you've given us. Nora, phone our apartment.
All right, dear.
Okay, Bingo. Who are you working with?
What are you talking about?
What's your racket? Who's in it? Come on, spill.
Oh, I got nothing to spill but tears. You got a deep misunderstanding of me. I am just a poor, hard-working chorus girl who wants her millionaire. But not for money, mind you, for love.
Hello,
Hello?
Nora?
Arthur?
Nora? I was just going to phone you. Something awful has happened.
What?
Jane's disappeared.
Are you sure?
I went downstairs for a minute, and she was gone when I got back. I know what the racket is now. I know why they terrorized me. They kidnapped Jane. What do we do, Nora?
You stay there, Arthur. We'll be right over.
All right, Nora. I feel terrible. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Nick, Jane's gone. Arthur says she was kidnapped.
Okay, baby. You go over there and tell him about Bingo.
Where are you going?
To find Snaky Simon. I've got a good idea he'll know where Jane is. Come on, Bingo.
No.
But Jane's kidnapped. They might even kill her.
Do you think Arthur's going to like it if you behave like this?
All right. For the sake of the man I love, I will rescue the tomato I hate. Leave us depart. I guess Snaky Simon isn't home.
Wait a second, Bingo. I hear someone coming.
Yes?
Hello, Snaky Simon.
Hello, Bingo. Who's the friend?
The name's Nick Charles. Can I come in?
You can, but you can't.
Why not?
Because you ain't welcome.
You see the low-down kind of snake he is?
I know who you are, Charles. What do you want with me?
I want Jane Hornsby.
I never heard of her. Now scram! Oh! Oh!
Nick, his shirt's bleeding blood.
Yes, he was shot from the back.
Grab him, he's toppling forward.
I've got him, but I can't hold him. Oh,
Bingo.
Bingo, pull him off me.
Oh no, I'm not touching him. He's full of blood.
So am I. This guy weighs 200 pounds. Pull him away.
Is he dead?
Yes.
Then I won't touch him. It's bad luck.
There, maybe I can squeeze out.
Are you doing okay?
Yes, you've been a big help.
Don't mention it.
Listen, the killer may still be inside. Come on in.
If the killer's still there, I'm staying right here in the doorway.
It's all right, Bingo. Whoever shot him in the back escaped through the servants' entrance.
Okay. Well, you better drag him in.
Okay, there. Well, I didn't expect this.
I didn't do it. I was with you every minute. I'm innocent. Absolutely, positively, as innocent as a baby. Innocent, innocent, innocent.
Who said you weren't?
Do you think he kidnapped Jane?
He must have been working with someone.
Don't disturb yourself. I will answer it. Hello?
Hello, Chicklet. How's our little investment?
Oh, I'm fine.
Give me that phone, Bingo.
Here you go.
Hello?
Hello? Is that you, Snaky?
Yes, it's me. Who's this?
Georgie DeJerm. I hear you got the investment there.
Yeah.
Ask her when we're gonna get the big dividend.
Dividends?
You know what I'm talking about. What's the matter with you, Snaky? You sound crazy.
I got some people here. What can I see? When can I see you? Where can I see you?
My hotel.
Wait for me. Goodbye.
Goodbye to you.
Say, what are we going to do with the corpse, Nick?
Going through his pockets.
Huh. There are money-making angles to this detective racket I never even thought of. Do I get a cut?
Here's his address book. I'm just looking up the address of a character named George the Germ. Huh, this must be it. Hotel Chandelier.
Oh, that place. You have to have a police record before they'll even let you register.
Come on, Bingo. We're going to see it.
What for?
We might find Jane there.
I hope she ain't dead, Nick. That man called me an investment. Was that an insult?
No, Bingo. I think that's the key to this whole mess. Remind me to call Nora from the lobby of the Chandelier.
Nora, we should have heard from Jane by this time. Or we should have heard from the kidnappers.
I'm sure Nick will find her, Arthur.
I can't believe that Bingo was mixed up in this. She's a good kid at heart. What a thing to happen on a guy's second wedding night.
I'll get that, Arthur. Hello? Hello?
Nora, baby, is Arthur okay?
Yes.
Snaky's been murdered. Listen, meet us in room 788 of the Hotel Chandelier. Get there as fast as you can.
All right, dear. Shall I bring Arthur?
Yes. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Come on, Arthur. We're getting out.
No, I can't leave here. The kidnappers may contact me. I'll bet that's the intermediary.
Arthur, Arthur,
Jane, darling. Oh, my little fruit fly.
they were horrible. They got scared and let me go. Oh, Arthur.
Arthur, Jane, hold it. We've got to meet Nick. Now stop kissing and start breathing, or you'll both suffocate. Arthur?
We don't need Nick now. Just close the door when you go out, Nora. My little gumdrop.
My tutti frutti.
My Nick. Goodbye.
I don't know who killed Snaky, and what's more, I don't like being here. You bringing all these germs into my high-class hotel suite.
Listen, George, I want to know who's the investment.
Sure, I'm the strong, silent type, especially very silent. Don't touch that glass.
Oh, I was just looking at it.
You'll get it full of germs.
So that's why they call you George the Germ.
I only let my friends call me that, buddy.
What kind of deal were you in with Snakey?
Stop asking so many questions. I ain't telling you nothing, and you can't prove nothing. And I only have kept my nose clean all along. I'm antiseptic.
Nikki, I rushed over here.
Hello, darling.
Don't kiss her, you dope. You never can tell what you'll catch.
Nora, this character is Georgie the Germ.
And a little crazy.
I am not, and what's more, you don't understand about germs.
Don't you ever kiss girls?
Hey, let go of me.
Okay, Georgie, I think I've got a way to make you tell us what we want to know.
Hey, let go of me. Let go of me.
Bingo, if you want to get your man back, kiss Georgie.
Oh, no, not that.
Shut up.
Who's the investment?
I ain't saying.
Nick, let me kiss him.
Go on, darling. I'll hold his arms. Steady there, Georgie.
Oh, no, another one?
Something
What happened to
dire.
me?
Something dire, I'm sure. Here it comes.
I can't bear it.
Then talk.
No.
Let's kiss him together, Nora.
Together.
That'll crack him.
Together, this is the end. You win, Nick.
Is Jane the investment?
Yes, me and Snakey put up the money for her wedding and to buy clothes and stuff when she met Arthur Hornsby. We financed the whole romance.
Well, no wonder I didn't win. Nobody financed me.
What was to be the payoff? Were you planning to kill Arthur?
That's right. Then Jane would get his dough and we'd all split.
Where's Jane now?
She's at our place, dear, with Arthur.
What?
She came in a moment after you phoned. I left them in each other's arms.
That's as good a way to die as any. Come on, we better get back there. I just hope we're not too late.
Before we find out if Nick and Nora make it in time, Janet Parker, our expert in beauty care, would like to say a few words that every woman will want to hear. Miss Parker.
When I walk down the street, I often play a little game. I look at the complexions of the women I pass, and I mentally grade them as poor, fair, or beautiful. Now, if you could see the loveliest stars of Hollywood close up, you would grade their complexions beautiful, with a capital B. Girls like Iona Massey, Rita Hayworth, Paulette Goddard, and others. Now, does it take a movie star salary to have a gorgeous complexion? No, it doesn't. Because these stars use the same beauty cream that you can buy at any toilet goods counter. I mean Woodbury Cold Cream. Here's a beauty nightcap of the stars. First, a quick cleansing with Woodbury Cold Cream. Then a light, fresh film of this luscious cream for overnight softening. 2 simple steps. That's all. You see, special oils in Woodbury Cold Cream help soften dry skin, help smooth tiny lines when that dryness causes. And Woodbury Cold Cream contains an exclusive ingredient which constantly acts to purify this cold cream right in the jar. Regardless of cost, there is no finer cream than Woodbury Cold Cream. Why not prove this to yourself tonight?
For economy, get Woodbury cold cream in the big jar at $1.25. Generous jars at 50 cents and 75 cents. Introductory sizes 10 cents and 25 cents. And now for the solution of tonight's Thin Man adventure.
Were you terribly worried about me, Sugar Plum?
I most certainly was, Jane, darling. What were you doing with that gun, Dewdrop?
Just seeing how it works. I'm never going to be without one again.
Where'd you get it?
I packed it in my luggage. It works beautifully, dear. Just like this.
Nick, what are you doing here?
I live here. Or have you forgotten? Arthur, Nora's downstairs. She's got a surprise wedding gift for you. Will you go down and help her up with it?
Sure, I wonder what it could be.
Jane, did you ever have your wrist slapped?
Not since I was a naughty little girl. Oh, what's the big idea?
That's because you were a naughty big girl. And to get the gun out of your hand.
Just what are you after?
A split of the take.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Arthur's money. I know who killed Snakey.
Do you?
Yeah. And this gun I've got in my hand can send you to the electric chair. You better be real nice to me, Jane.
That isn't so hard, Nick.
Do we do business?
Anything you say. You're cute.
Isn't that funny? I think so too. Look, I've got a patsy for Snakey's murder. I can use him for Arthur's too.
Who?
Georgie the Germ. I can frame him with this gun. Why do you kill Snakey? Because you didn't want to split the take?
Yay. And because he was so impatient and tried to scare me, like when he started shooting after the wedding today.
Well, you'd better not try to double-cross me. Will you get rid of Arthur when I send him back?
Okay, how much do you want?
50% of what you get.
It's a deal. Give me back the gun.
Don't be silly, Jane. Arthur, Nora, Bingo, you can come out of the kitchen now.
Dewdrop, how you deceived me.
What is this?
A trap, Janie. We heard your confession. We heard everything you said. We sneaked through the servants' entrance.
You see, Arthur, she's a jerk with a heart of dirt, like I told you. I love you. If you married me, I wouldn't try to bump you off. I love you, Artie.
All right, Nora. Call the police and tell them to get the bridal suite ready for the headquarters.
Poor Arthur. He'll never want to marry again.
Don't worry. Bingo will console him and change his mind.
She's a cute trick.
Yes, and wrestles well. It's amazing that a boy like Arthur can be such a damn fool about women.
Is it, dear?
Sure. Now, you take me, for instance.
The only reason you didn't make a fool of yourself about women is that you did take me.
Why, no. I was always very sensible.
Really? What about that fortune teller you were going to marry because she told you it was in the cards? Or the trapeze artist you liked because she raised herself to great heights? Or that college cheerleader who was always rooting for you?
Oh, well, I was just young.
Yes, and I had to get you when you're old.
Well, darling, I was old enough to know what a wonderful girl I was getting.
Oh, Nikki, that's really sweet.
I think so, too. Let me say it tonight.
Say what?
Good night, Nora. Good night, Nora, darling.
A quick reminder to every woman tonight, get a jar of Woodbury cold cream, the cream that will help give you, like the loveliest stars in Hollywood, a smoother, more glamorous complexion. And for the most thrilling face powder you ever tried, ask for the new Woodbury Face Powder. Tune in at this time next week for the Adventures of the Thin Man. Listen for Astra's merry bark.
Oh, Cass, that was wonderful, wonderful. Why don't you all stand so everybody can see you? And so everyone, this is the Cass. Adventures of the Thin Man. Have a seat, Cass. Great. Did you enjoy that? Yes. Yes, yes. So you have just been part of the second performance ever of the Cedarfield Radio Players. Back in April, we put on a show called 9 Striking Beauties, and now you've been part of our second show. So in the program, it says that I'm the director. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm privileged to be the director, but my part is so small compared to one of our wonderful actors in the Radio Players, the visionary, the creator, and that's Mr. Mike Steele. Mike, could you wave to everybody? Mike had the original vision of getting together a group of people who loved old-time radio and maybe just reading the scripts for fun. And he thought, maybe if people want to, we could put on a show, or 2, or 3. So, Mike, your dream has come true for the second show. He chooses the scripts, he chooses the parts, and obviously he does an amazing job with those sound effects. Did you see everything he was manipulating up there? Thank you, Mike. Now, you can be part of the Radio Players. And it's actually easy. No memorization, and you just simply read, but you read with an actor's flair, as these wonderful actors did. And you know, we only rehearse once a month. The third Wednesday of the month, from 10 to 11:30. So we'll gather in August, third Wednesday. We'll gather in September, the third Wednesday, and our next show is in October, the third Wednesday. All right, if you are interested, come on up to talk to me or Mike or any one of our illustrious cast members. So, I am so pleased that so many of you came here today. Aren't you pleased, cast? They're always like, I wonder if anybody's going to come in the door at 11 o'clock at our show. And this was a wonderful, wonderful group. All right, so in closing, I'm going to name the first name of each of our Cedarfield Radio Players. Will you stand one more time? And at the end, will you give them a big round of applause? So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of all ages, the Cedarfield Players, Mike, Dawn, Teresa, Rosie, Greg, Clyde, Louise, Sherilyn, John, Eldon, Tammy, the Cedarfield Players. Thank you all for coming. Have a good day.